Hello, dwarfs and dwarfettes. This is McJolly Duty Summons. Okay, I gotta stop doing those voices. What I want to do today was show you guys how to build a well. Wells are really handy in that they provide a great source of clean drinking water for your dwarves, in case, for instance, you run out of booze, or for whatever reason it's not safe to come out of your fortress and you have injured dwarves or whatever. On a side note, if you have a dwarf who's injured, who's being convalesced, they can only drink water, and it has to be brought to them in buckets. And so, if you have, if your fortress is locked up, you'll need a good source of water, and so a well is a great way of doing that. All right, and so what I have here is I have this shaft dedicated. This shaft right here. It's coming right up to the water source, but back one block, so it doesn't flood prematurely. It's going this direction, which is towards the fortress, but it needs to go down some because this is too high. And then it goes down a little bit. You can see the fortress. There's the main part of the fortress, and then it goes down to here. And then you can see here it's just stairways up and down. Water will flow down stairways just fine, and so that makes everything a lot easier. We don't have to channel a shaft and everything. And if you look over here is the christen. This is where the water is going to be stored. And then this is the access tunnel. You don't want to go directly towards your main shaft. Otherwise, if things go horribly, horribly wrong, you need some way to, this gives you a little extra time or whatever. Alright, and so the dwarves are mining. If you notice this little notch out I have here, water behaves kind of strangely in Dwarf Fortress. Water in a standing column can get pressure, and so it'll push out with a lot more velocity than before. But it only does that along straight paths, so either north-south or east-west. On a diagonal, the water will still flow, but it won't have pressure anymore, so it'll lose all the pressure of the diagonal. So that right there is going to help prevent like a runaway flood of the fortress or something, in case a floodgate gets left open or whatever. So that's just a little safety feature. All right, so I'm going to pause now and let the dwarves finish their work. While they're doing that, I'm going to be building some floodgates, some mechanisms, some chains, and some buckets, and a few stone blocks. Maybe, I think I'll make even some metal blocks just to help increase the value of the well, because just because I feel like it. All right, I shall unpause when we're ready to move on to the next step. All right, it looks like the digging is done, and I've dumped all the remaining stones, so it's not in the way anymore. Let's see. Let's go up here. Alright, we're going to build 2 floodgates here. So build, and then we'll just do one at a time, because for some reason, dwarves somehow figure out how to always be on the wrong side of a floodgate. Alright, so the first floodgate is going to be right there. And we're making it right up against that dirt block, just so we can prevent any problems. Because getting a dwarf stuck behind a floodgate is always such a pain. But anyway, once that's built, we'll be able to channel that block right there, and that will allow water into this channel once the floodgate's down, and that'll do it safely. Alright, and the other floodgate we're going to do is, let's do it, let's do it right here. I'm going to put a second one there. This is a little trick you can do. You can do it building walls as well. You take the one that you don't want to be built. So if this one right here at the end is the one you want built, the other one you can suspend, and that will force the dwarf to be on the correct side when you build it. I don't really want that one built yet anyway. I'm going to suspend both of them and just have that work when we need it. And I'll be back once those are finished. Essentially, the next thing I'm going to do is have these connected to levers, and put those levers somewhere handy and label them. And so let's get that done. All right, we're back. Oh, whoops. Great. I had the next thing I had in my Hulu queue started playing. Whoopsie daisy. Anyway. Alright, all the legwork has been finished. The floodgates are up. I've hooked them to these levers, and I've also carved out a well room. And these two middle spots here are going to be where the well is going to be situated at. And so I won't quite do that yet because there's something else. I want to get the room flooded first. And so in order to close this off, I'm going to build a little wall here to end it. Let's do that. What's close? Gabbro, I guess. Whatever. Let's see. And we'll suspend that one so I'm on the right side of the wall when it finishes. Alright. And there we go. Since my floodgates are up, I'm going to designate the channeling now. Alright, where do I want to be here? It's okay. Alright, so right there. So once we channel that... Alright, come on, guy. Come on, dwarf. Oh, by the way, while this was all building, the fortress got attacked. Oops. Alright, so you can see how the floodgate is doing its job and keeping water from flooding into the tunnel prematurely. And let's go down here. Is that finished? Sure is. Cool. Let's get rid of that other one that we don't need. Okay. And then we'll pull the lever. Dwarf's there in just a second. It's amazing. And there's the water. Yay! Alright, well this is going to take a little while to flood, and we got a frog in there now. Great. Once this floods, I'll come back and I'll show you what the next step is going to be. Alright, I'm going to stay. Or, see you in a minute. Something like that. Tired, leave me alone. Alright, I'm back. And as you can see, my christen is full of water. And you can see the level is about 5 or 6. It needs to be at least 3. And a little bit more of that's a good idea just so it doesn't drop down too low. And oftentimes this surface will move around a bit. So you don't want the screwing things up a bit. Alright, and one thing that I was not aware of until just a few seconds ago is that it's usually a better idea to make your well christen at least 2 deep, so that way water's not being pulled off of the bottom of the well, because that if you can see right there where it says dusting of mud, if you pull off of a square that says a pile of mud, then you can actually cause some problems. And it's mostly dusting, so it's not. In this case, it's not an issue. Because I can just do it right there. So that's actually going to work out just fine. But it was something that, if it was a problem, it would be a little bit of work to fix. What I would need to do would be to essentially dig out the wall right over here, allow the well to drain into the catacombs, which I actually have like breached the caverns, which would have been just fine. It would have drained out just fine. But it just would take some extra time, which I don't want to have to do. Anyway, what was I going to say? Oh yes, next step. So we're going to channel. We want to channel this middle support right there. And as soon as the dwarf runs over there, that'll leave a hole directly down there. You can see that column right there. Let's smooth that out. This will help keep dwarves from falling down into the well, to keep them pathing right through it, which can be a bit of an issue. Usually a dwarf won't just fall into a well, but if for whatever reason they fight near, if they dodge onto the well because it's over an open pit, they'll essentially fall in, which could lead to a drowned dwarf. Alright, let's see here. So build. Where's the well? There it is. It is L, lowercase L. Needs chain. I made chains. Alright, let me pause and make sure I have chains. I could have swore I made some chains. Alright, I'm back again. I have chains. And there was another ambush that the local dwarven caravan decided to beat off for me. So, thank you, local dwarven caravan, I guess. Anyway, back to building this damn well. I built all my materials out of billion because it's going to be a fairly valuable material. Let's take a look here. So I got the marble blocks, which are worth... Oops. I just chose one, didn't I? That's not what I meant to do. Criminies. So extend so we can take a look at that. So a marble block is worth 10. And a billion block is worth 30. So that's quite a bit more valuable. And we have a billion buckets. Okay, we'll take one of those. And then we got a billion chain. Let's see which one. And that. Well, I also got this rope, this silk rope. You can use rope instead of chain if you want. And since this silk rope happens to be more valuable than the... Oh, is it? Nope. Actually, my billion chain is more valuable. Cool. And let's see here. Some mechanisms. There we go. Alright. It takes a lot of stuff to make that well happen. Hopefully some of those things are actually dwarves who rush up here to get it all done for me. Come on. Here we go. Well, at least he's starting it. Let's see. What did he bring up? Oh, I can't tell. Oh, you brought the chain. One thing left to do. You know, I'm going to, while that's happening, I'm going to have them engrave everything through here. That'd be kind of nice. There's the bucket. Hello, Mr. Engraver. Yeah, let's just do everything. We shall engrave all of the things. Come on. Is it done yet? Come on. Nope. Oh, it needs a metalsmith? Really? Okay. He must be doing it. Yep, he's constructing the building. Cool. Is it done? Is it done? It is done. Yay! So we have a well. Excellent. And so we can even make this a meeting hall, the well. That can be a tad risky because you'll have a lot of people gather here. And if they're gathering around an open pit, that can be a problem. However, having multiple gathering places is in and of itself a decent thing to do. And I've found that whether you want them to or not, dwarves tend to have gatherings around valuable pieces of equipment like that well. So let's just take advantage of it and make it into a gathering hall. It's good. Alright. Yeah, I think I'll probably put some statues in there. Turns out I have no statues. Alright, well anyway. That is how you build a well. So there's the christen, there's the water supply, all the way up to here. And there you go. The one thing you might sort of be concerned about, although I've never run across it, is it's possible to get a forgotten beast that can knock down these floodgates. I've never run across it, and it would have to be a water-based forgotten beast that happens to spawn in your river, which I've never seen before. But in theory, it is possible. And it may become more of a risk later on. Oops, that's too far down. But even if he does knock down the floodgates, this last wall right there, a block pillar like that can't be knocked down like a wall can. So like a floodgate. So even if these floodgates do get knocked down, we're not in trouble. It just means we can't. There's no way to drain the well. So hopefully we don't need to, and this little device right there will keep this from flooding up through the well. And so without that device right there, if the floodgates, both floodgates get knocked down, it's possible the water could start coming up out of the well. So that's what that little notch is for, again. Anyway, thank you for listening to my rambling. If you liked the video, please rate and leave a comment. If you have any questions, let me know. Have a great evening, everybody.